Welcome back to Exploring Whiskey, and tonight we are kicking off our January cocktail episode. So, what do you have us to start off the new year with?
Pretty cool cocktail. It's not really a wintery cocktail, but it's got some Christmas presents involved, so it makes it a holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
It's called the 17 Step from Ryman. It's a really cool story. It's out of a book, which was gifted for you for Christmas. It's Nashville-based cocktails.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a little nod to the
Ryman
Ryman
Auditorium.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta love that. Very local. Definitely different stuff going on here, huh?
Yeah. There's a couple Nashville or close to Nashville products in here. Yeah, we've got so it's a rye-based cocktail.
Okay.
So we got some, and specifically Dickel Rye, which I don't think I've ever had before. Maybe in a cocktail that I didn't know, but
I can't think
it's
of one.
surprisingly good.
Okay.
Well, and I don't know if we've ever really reviewed besides the bottle and bond.
Just the bottle and bond, yeah. That's all I can remember.
But this is really balanced cocktail, really fruity, and this is really the main star. So you want to have a little sample before we get going here?
Might as well know what the spirit tastes like that's ultimately going into it.
Yeah, what the base is.
Yeah.
Right?
So I see Cointreau, and I assume lemon juice?
Lime juice.
Lime juice.
Yes.
Okay. So
and
that's also.
It's got a floater, which I incorporate to the cocktail of a local IPA, Homestyle from Bearded Iris.
Okay, so again, local to Nashville.
Local to Nashville.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's got some ginger syrup in there as well to balance it out, give it some sweetness, and it's fantastic. A little expression of grapefruit on top, but it's so balanced.
It's a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, a lot of different
for flavor
things.
profiles. All right, let's see what this.
The Dickel Rye. It's a 90 proof. I don't know how old it is. I don't really know the mash bill either. I don't know if it's on here.
I don't know, and not something I've looked up before, so.
I don't think we're huge necessarily.
Dickel is hit or miss, and most of the time miss.
Yeah.
That minerality is weird. Tennessee whiskeys, the charcoal filtering, to me, always shows up as a little funky. So a lot of times, most Tennessee whiskeys I don't care for.
Well, I want to see what you think about the minerality in the rye spice of this.
So I get some, I get the herbal side of the rye spice. It's not super peppery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, not peppery, not dilly.
Maybe a touch of mint, but nothing really strong. Just very herbally.
I get some fruits though too. See what you get on the palate though.
Well, I'm not going to say it's that old because it's not candied up.
No,
so it's not super candied up. But there's a lot of baking spice.
Yeah.
Oddly warming.
Yeah, minerality is there.
Little minerality.
But I get this strawberry pop.
I can see a fruity note.
Okay.
Of some kind of a spiced fruit of some sort.
And it comes through.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. I can see that. Not bad by any means.
Not bad.
And probably for 90. What did you say? 90 proof
90
Dickel Rye.
proof.
It's probably not a crazy expensive bottle either.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It's probably
it's
20s. 20s. That would be my guess. Right around 20.
We're close to Nashville. This is around the corner in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's not all that far.
Yeah, close to Jack Daniels. Yeah. But yeah, really balanced cocktail. Plays nice with the ingredients. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll step away with my pour and let you craft your cocktail, sir.
All right. 17 steps from Ryman. It's actually it's not Ryman like the auditorium. It's Rye-Man, but it's a play on words. You get it. Pretty cool story. It's from a book I mentioned earlier, and it's all based upon local Nashville drinks. Cool stories, I guess, within there. So this drink was it's a nod to the Ryman Auditorium, which was opened in 1892. It was the original Grand Ole Opry House. Now it's just a great concert venue. If you haven't been there before, you need to. It's incredible. It's one of the best places ever. It's called the Mother Church. You sit in church pews. There's stained glass windows behind you. It's an incredible venue. Great stuff. But apparently in the early 1900s, people would sneak away to a local bar, either between sets or between performances. People would go in to see shows or people playing. They would sneak away, and the bar was so close it was 17 steps from the Ryman. So that's where the name comes from. Pretty cool story. I think it must have been Tootsie's, but I don't know
if Tootsie's got put on the map was because all the people playing at the Ryman would go to Tootsie's.
Well, maybe they didn't mention it. Maybe they didn't mention it because it was made in another cocktail, or it's from the restaurant and bar Mimo in Nashville, which is on Demumbrian Street downtown. Maybe since they made it up, they didn't nod it to Tootsie's, but yeah, they didn't. So yeah, I bet it is Tootsie's. It's got to be. It's got to be.
It's Tootsie's.
But yeah, pretty cool that people would sneak away and have a little before drinks and then yeah, before a show in the 1900s. That's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, so it's specific cocktail. I've got all the exact ingredients. So Dickel Rye, we sampled earlier. Good stuff. Nice fruity rye. I can't. Yeah, it's really cool. Cointreau, French orange liqueur. Got some freshly squeezed lime juice. It's got a floater of Homestyle. It's a bearded iris IPA. It's a hazy IPA, so it's real citrusy, real fruity. Yeah, not too hoppy forward, but yeah, it's really good beer. It's actually, I think that's the only thing I ever order now when I go out to have. I don't drink beer that much, but this is my go-to. Shaken cocktail. Also, this is a straight up cocktail. This is a neat cocktail. So you have your glasses chilling right now or beforehand. And the last star is the ginger syrup, which my friend Mike made for me. It's ginger. It says right there. It's ginger. Yeah. So I think I have just enough for tonight. So I'm excited. And it calls for an expression of grapefruit. So I've got two little Tennessee cut little expressions I'm going to put on top, and I got a couple other pieces to express on top. So shaken cocktail, got a Boston shaker here. We got a jigger, of course, to measure. We've got a double strain because we want to catch the pieces of ice. We want this to look nice and sexy in that glass. And a Hawthorne strainer. Yeah, in the book. Ding, ding. I've gotten four. I think I'm four in so far. There's a lot of really good drinks in there. A lot of whiskey drinks though too. So if you like whiskey drinks, it's about 80-20. Okay. So ounce and a half of rye whiskey. We're gonna do two. We're gonna do two. We really want to taste that spirit in this drink. I made it last night with two, and it's where it should have been. And since there's just two of us today, so I'm gonna go ahead and make them together. So half ounce of lime juice, or an ounce if you're making two. Ounce and a half of the simple syrup, ginger simple syrup. Maybe I can throw a recipe. It's real easy to do. Real easy to do. So it's 3/4 of that. So we're gonna do an ounce and a half. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. It's meant to be. Thanks, Mike. Ounce of the Cointreau. All right, so we got another Christmas present. These two short stem coupes. I'm going to be serving. You can do it in martini glass. You can do it in Nick and Norris, whatever you want to do. But it should be a neat cocktail. There's going to be a floater of the Homestyle IPA in there. I don't really love floaters necessarily. I like it kind of incorporated throughout the drink. So I'm going to pour a little bit in the glass to start it up. Just a little bit. Oh, you can also, if you have a bar spoon around to make it easier, you can do this. Should slide right down and not make a huge mess. That's kind of a cool trick. Anyway, that's enough. We'll just put a little bit. Drink calls for an ounce of it, so that's about a half ounce. So we're going to now shake up our cocktail. Let it to drain. All right. Beautiful. I'm just going to pour a little bit more IPA on the top. Just going to give it a quick little spin. Got some grapefruit express on top. Oh, it smells great. Tennessee's for the top. There we go. 17 step from Ryman.
All right. That looks awesome. That is like, yeah, cool, like vibe to it. Totally get some strong citrus coming off of this guy. Only thing I hate with these is, man. Yeah, Happy New Year.
First cocktail of the year. That's what we got in here. This tastes like grapefruit juice. I mean, it's
crazy. Why does it taste like grapefruit juice?
Like
that is the weirdest thing.
Apricot-y grapefruit.
Very fruit forward. Super fruit forward.
Yeah.
Not getting any of that
rye
spice. But the Cointreau, I'm not getting a strong orange note.
No, it changes.
The lime is not. Normally, lime's pretty noticeable in a cocktail. I can't say that that's real noticeable.
And the ginger's not like slapping you in the face.
Yeah,
either.
It's in there, but it's not like.
Yeah.
No. Right now, off that first sip, grapefruit is the primary note. Now, I'm gonna go back, take one step back, and so if you think I don't like ryes, and I've mentioned a lot of times that I'm not a huge fan of ryes, I hate IPA. It's just not a beer that I prefer. But the ones that are okay tend to have a little bit of a grapefruity note to me.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know what it is, but they do tend to have that. But altogether,
wow,
that's pretty freaking good.
It's crazy.
That is grapefruit and pineapple is kind of the notes that I would say I'd get off of that. And it doesn't have any pineapple.
Almost apricot-y or it's interesting. But yeah, it blows my mind. Like, why have I never thought about
that's delicious.
A beer floater.
A beer floater. Well, I could see I'm thinking like you could do a beer like a port float over a dad bod.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Like that kind of makes sense. But yeah, that's true. Never really thought of blending beer into the cocktail. All right, what was the name of the bar?
Name of the bar is Mimo.
Mimo.
Yeah, and I went to their current menu and it's not on it anymore. Even though this book was published in 2024, it's not even on there anymore. But there's probably 3 other either country themed or like they had one drink called what is that Zach Bryan song? Something in the Orange. They had a drink called Something in the Orange.
Okay.
So obviously, good bar manager.
They probably rotate through cocktails. This isn't really a winter cocktail. This is probably more of a spring-summer cocktail.
Yeah, I would say so.
Based off the profile. So maybe they rotated through, seasonally.
I bet if you went in there and asked for it and said you saw it in print or something,
they probably would make it. Yeah.
Not that really complex. I mean, every bar has this stuff.
Should have
in Nashville. You'll definitely have that everywhere.
Yep, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that is damn
good. Dickel Rye.
Dickel Rye.
It's a sleeper, but now might have that. I don't know. If you're looking for, I think, fruitier.
An easy mixer too. Like it's not going to overpower whatever cocktail you're creating.
Yeah, it's a low proof, but it's a different profile of rye. It's not your Rittenhouse. It's not your, Pikesville. It's not your.
I wonder if they have a higher proof release of that rye.
Like a cast strength rye.
Yeah. That could be interesting.
I don't even look at Dickel on the shelf really anymore. I mean, certain special releases, maybe a single barrel 15 year that are really old.
Yep.
You never know.
A lot of interesting ingredients creating something that's totally different than what you would expect to get off of that. So you gotta love a cocktail like that.
Yeah. Yeah. When I drink cocktails like that, it just makes my brain go, and it opens my head up to different ideas, which is really cool. We'll keep going down through this book. I mean, there's got to be some good, it's all based on sections of Nashville, so.
That's cool.
I don't know. I'll definitely go
Fun little book. Yeah.
We'll do more for these, I'm sure.
There might be some experimentation throughout that one.
Yeah.
Or maybe some shorts with your glasses. Thanks for joining us in our crafting of our January cocktail, the 17 steps
from Ryman.
From Ryman.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say 2, but from would make more sense.
It's on the way back.
If you're going to Tootsie's, yeah.
After you have the cocktail, it's 2.
2,
Ryman.
yeah. It's 17 steps both directions, I'm sure. Great cocktail, fun little connection to the Nashville area, and very interesting where the sum of the parts is greater than the whole is greater than some of the parts.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those cocktails.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If you don't like one of the components, give it a go anyway. You try have a sip. have a sip with your friends. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It'll be
That was a
surprising.
crazy little guy.
I let Nancy try it last night. She was like, I taste ginger and white whiskey. I'm like, whiskey? I don't taste any of it.
No.
But
The ginger, yeah,
ginger's
I could
there,
see a little bit of ginger, but it's
it
very
plays
candy.
so well. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, thanks for joining us for our inaugural? Is that right? I don't know, first of the year.
You know what I mean.
You know what I mean. Kicking off the new year.
Yes.
Cocktail, and hope to see you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.